Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on By the Book bonus bets. My name's Nejad. Meg McDonald's right here, and I hate saying this right off the top.
Say it, Sia.
It's spooky season. It's like National Tight Ends Day. Like everybody said it. But listen, we're in the middle part of the season here in the NFL. I want to recalibrate a little bit. Take a look at maybe some of the odds that we might want to bet on for the Super Bowl. So let me start. We're going to do a trick or a treat. I'm going to start with my trick, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs. This means, of course, I'm not paying this number, plus 425. I'm not interested. I know this team is 7-0. I know this team is adding edge rushers. I know this team just added D-Hop as well. But they're barely scraping by some of these teams. And honestly, I think there are teams in the AFC that are better than the Chiefs. I'll note the Ravens. I think the Bills have an argument that they're better than the Chiefs as well. And to be honest with you, when I'm thinking Super Bowl, Meg, it's NFC. And this goes right to my treat. I'm going with your guy, Dan Campbell. I'm going with the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson. This team is just on fire. I don't think they can be stopped. Plus 650. Anytime Jared Goff is in a dome, he is unstoppable with the weapons that he has. Even when Jamison Williams is out, he finds Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have so many receivers. They have so many running backs, a great head coach, a great offensive coordinator. I like the number on the Detroit Lions, so I'm fading Kansas City. That's my trick. And my treat is going to be, hey, let's put some money on the Lions to win this Super Bowl.
See, actually, my guy is David Montgomery.
It is David Montgomery. But Dan Campbell, you love Dan Campbell.
I do love Dan Campbell. I think the NFL should have more football guys like Dan Campbell. Like the meathead vibe works so well in the city of Detroit, too.
Yeah, it does. All right, so how about a trick or a treat or both from you?
Okay, trick or treat, Halloween edition, Super Bowl edition, whatever you want to call it halfway through the NFL season. My trick is going to the Buffalo Bills, because if they couldn't do it in the early 90s, 4 straight years in a row, Sia, they're not doing it this year. No, I'm just kidding. I do love Josh Allen, and I do think the addition of Amari Cooper is spectacular, but they have to prove it to me, right? Like we have been time after time saying year after year, this is the year for the Buffalo Bills. Well, guess what? They still haven't done it. So until they prove it to me and they can win a Super Bowl, I'm not going to buy into it. My treat, however, is the Baltimore Ravens. This team is unstoppable. And yes, well, I know they did just lose to the lowly Cleveland Browns. Jameis Winston was kind of there for the vibes, right? Like he understood his assignment. He loved, speaking of Detroit, Eminem, and really was taking advantage of his one shot, although he has had a lot more than one shot in the National Football League. Look, that was a fun game for the Cleveland Browns. I'm sure they're going to lose next week. But the Ravens are so good, and Derrick Henry basically almost has 1,000 rushing yards through 8 games. I believe he has like 950 rushing yards. This offense is unstoppable, and guess what? They have Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. What are you going to do? Like defensively, how are you going to stop this Baltimore team?
They just added somebody just today.
Let's talk about it. Well, I didn't even mention Lamar Jackson too, who will probably win another MVP.
Deontay Johnson as a part of that receiver
They're
corps.
all in. Right?
Yeah,
you can tell this team is going all in. Getting Deontay Johnson from the lowly Carolina Panthers, which is awesome. What a glow up for him. Going to the Baltimore Ravens, looking to win a Super Bowl. I love John Harbaugh. I think he's a really great coach. And quite frankly, was I worried that McDonald left for the Seattle Seahawks head coaching job, being the defensive coordinator? That's not really working out all that well with Seattle in terms of defense. So I think they're fine. I think the defense is okay. I just think they're unstoppable offensively. Like, what are you going to do to stop this team? They get you in every position.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to do a Super Bowl exacta, whether you wanted the Lions to beat your team, the Ravens, or the Ravens to beat the Lions, just so everybody knows it's 25-1. Also a spooky bet, a little scary to throw that exacta in there, but I just wanted to point that out. I love your argument on the Ravens. When they're playing optimal football, they're going to beat everybody in the league, particularly in the AFC. I think Detroit, I could say the same thing.
Yeah.
Anytime they're in a dome, which they will be, they'll have home field advantage most likely, and in the Super Bowl as well. Jared Goff is that dude with all of these weapons.
Who would have thought?
Who? Not me.
Not me. I mean, they're playing with their food at this point.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those were our scary bets, I guess. I mean, a little bit. Maybe the exact is scary, but I'm not touching the Chiefs. I know you're not touching the Bills, but we're in on the Lions, we're in on the Ravens, and we're in on By the Book every single Monday through Friday at 5:30. And, of course, By the Book bonus bets on Monumental Plus. We'll see you soon, folks.